Hey guys, along with moving, there has been one big thing that has been taking up my time this week, and that is Arena. And I am proud to announce that I have hit number one in Arena. Now, this is on my newer account. This is not my OG account by any means, but King of the Arena for placing first has been achieved. And I want to go over, first of all, the team and roughly how I did it, and then kind of talk about a couple things I had to avoid, a couple of things I had to do, and why this is like one of the only weeks I could have done this. Any other week, and I would not have been able to get number one. But as you can see, number one in Arena. Now, this account's going to get the CC border transferred over very, very soon. But as you can see, that doesn't matter because we just got the avatar for number one. So let me just equip it because this is a big moment for me. I've wanted to do this for a long time. And let me go over how this worked. And in my infinite wisdom, I went to sleep because it was late. And now it is about 5 days later. It's a Saturday. And I gotta record this before it stops being me rank 1 last week. So I want to go over everything that went into this and why it was so difficult. And hopefully it can give you guys, a little bit of a perspective on how this sort of thing works. As you can see, the anti-air team still works very well. Losing to a couple people with the auto, whatever. I'll share all of that in a second. Now, the main things I want to go over before showing off the team is why was it so specific that I could do this only last week? Well, this is for a couple things. Number one, anti-air is the easiest one to push for rank 1. It's not the easiest to get the requirements for it, but it's the easiest to push. Mainly because of a few things. Number one is the requirements are heavy. As you can see, my awakenings are crazy, right? A3 Lady A, I stoned her because I had some unpolished soul stones. A5 Valara, pulled her for A3, then I soul stoned her twice. We have Praetus, who only needs to be at A2. And then we have Erlang, who just came out. Now, Erlang was a king for this. He was so important. As you can see, these are some insane awakenings, and the gear I'm going to show you later is also ridiculous. But this is still low awakenings compared to the people around me. This is what I had to fight against. This is what I had to fight against. You see what I mean? And their gear, their artifacts, and everything is still better than mine, right? So on paper, if people were pushing, I wouldn't be able to get rank 1. But I was. And that's because of these guys. VXIV, I could not beat. 5-5, I could not beat. Rhyme, I could not beat because he has 680k BP. I could not beat, where is he? ZLY, I couldn't beat Bubbly. All of these people I could not beat, but I could beat everyone else. And the thing is, VXIV, 5-5, did not push. They both went AFK the last 2 or so hours of Arena, just disappeared off the face of the earth, and with no competition, no one was really pushing for it. I could just scoop up easy wins from lower people, and I could essentially just get it through that. Because I got hit about 5 times. 2 of them that I lost was from American Ghost. I could beat him consistently, he could beat me consistently. He only hit me twice. The other person who hit me a lot was Patrick Starr, who could not beat me. I kept defeating him. He didn't beat me a single time. So that kind of evened out, right? There's no competition. Let me push a lot higher, because once again, the barrier to go and actually compete for this is very high. Even if my awakenings are not as high as the people around me, people went AFK, and also no one likes to push an anti-air. Lady Alexandra is so RNG heavy. It is infuriating. I did Arena the entire last day and part of the day before. And let's just say I had about 200 permits. I would buy all of them every day. As you can see, I'm pretty low, but I went from about 200 all the way down to about 20. And I went from about a little under 8,000 Apex coins all the way up to 15,000 after the season end bonus. It was about 5,000 just off of attacking. And even then, manualing it having a better auto than most of the other people, I was still losing consistently because of Lady A RNG. It was about it was just about like a, 60-40% chance I would win, or a 70-30% chance I would win. And I would really have to try to math these things out. As you can see here, this is from the recent week, so like 2 days ago or whatever. But I had to like plan out every single person I could beat, how much the risk was worth, and just try to do that while also conserving my permits because I was running low, right? So I pushed all day. The other reason why this is possible is because the meta changed with Erlang. Erlang is really good. He's very consistent. He allows you more consistency. He also allows you to replace Ingrid. So if we go over to, I think it was Mentaiko, who I ended up beating a lot, that's why he's so low. Mentaiko is still using the old meta, which is with Ingrid. And on this account, Ingrid is only A3. And when you're trying to push for rank 1, A3 Ingrid does not cut it. It's also kind of easy to leak. So, when Erlang came out, it actually gave me an avenue to push. So those are a bunch of things that definitely helped. Also, I have to give a massive shout out. My my auto is completely based off of Bubbly. So shout out Bubbly, friend of mine. He was trying to push for that recent event. It's not there anymore because I waited too long to make this video. But there was like an event with like the tail, whatever the heck, where you could get like the freaking border, which I think Ron has one, Mentaiko has one, and I think Ezreal X3 has one. He was trying to push for that. He got to about 4th. So he was not able to push Arena because he's also going for the rank 1. So he sent me all of his timings and he was like, hey man, best of luck. So I just did that all day. So those are a lot of things that went into it. Let me show you the run and kind of explain it a little bit, show you guys the gear, and then I'll end it off. Very quickly, to go over the gear. Kratos specifically, you just want as much attack as possible. Infernal Roar is best, so here we have some attack. None of these pieces are gemmed. If they were gemmed, it would be a lot better, but at the time I didn't have enough gems for them, and I just didn't. So here we're going for as much attack as possible, because that's how his lightning scales, with as much attack on the artifact. Everything is gemmed. You have to have everything gemmed for Arena if you can. This piece was actually a lot worse than it is now. It was closer to being, low purple, but I ended up hammering it after the fact. Then we have this piece, which is absurdly good. We also have this piece, which is absurdly good. We have this piece, which is absurdly good. And then we also have this piece. I needed this piece instead of another weapon that maybe is a little bit better overall, because I needed the crit rate. As you can see, this account has 0 quad chests with crit rate, so I had to make do with no crit rate chests. So I have to build things in a way where they get a lot of crit rate. So here we got Valara's exclusive as well. Lady A, 12% crit damage. Attack's a bit better, but it's the best I could do. I put like 50 artifact things into that to get 12% crit damage is the best one. Then you can see we have Infernal Roar with gemming, obviously. They're all quads, obviously. This piece I had to use instead of using a quad chest with no crit rate because I didn't have enough crit rate, right? So that's important there. And then we also have the quad weapon. Very, very good gear there. The gear is disgusting. I can admit it, okay? Here at Erlang, I can't wait to chameleon this 4th stat. As you can see, we have a quad here. We have a quad here. Extra HP. The old piece. And then we have a quad there, and then a quad there with no crit rate as well. A little bit of rage regen was definitely good. I would have liked to put more, but I didn't really have enough. And then here, base level exclusive, not a lot of gemming, but he used to make the run more consistent, put out debuffs, and he helped a lot. He didn't really need the most investment. Next we get to Diao-Chan. I did not have this attack bonus on when I did it. I also did not have gems on here. So the attack is actually closer to 14,000, but you'll see it's a little bit higher once again. And then we have as much attack as we can on the left. Her not being A3 really, really hurt me. A3 Diao-Chan is a must for this, or so I would say, if people are actually pushing for anti-air. Let me just go into it and show you guys how the run worked and explain a little bit why it worked. It's not going to be a flawless run, so don't expect it to be like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I ran. No, what I had to do is I had to slow it down and press things based off of the literal time. But I'm not going to do that now because that was a nightmare and I don't want to do that again. So here we start with Valara. Valara can solo for a very long time with a ton of damage. She can also be placed with 12 cost instantly, which is great. Then we're going to put Diao-Chen. Now the reason why we put Diao-Chen on the bottom is because we're going to put Praetus in the top left, and we don't want Praetus to take the penetration. If you know anything about Diao-Chen, she puts penetration buffs, which are very, very powerful, and they go on to whoever has the highest attack. So even if you have an A3 Diao-Chen, you can put 3 out. I only have A1, I can only put 2 out. You're going to want to try to put it on your main DPS. And Praetus is there for the hammer, the buffing, and a little bit of support. He's not actually there for damage, so we put Diao-Chen in the middle for that. Here, we're gonna go like this. Now, I had to kind of delay my run in order to get Lady A RNG consistent on my defense. It's still not consistent. Like I said, Lady A RNG is what causes people to hate it. So I actually waited a little bit longer than I should have here. You should click the hammer at 3 cost. I waited a little bit longer. I did a couple different things at the start. I don't even remember all of them. But, you know, Lady A, once again, is kind of RNG. So here on round 3, this is where we're going to use our first Valara ult right here. We could also use Alex. Now, Alex is mostly... all you got to kind of understand about her, also I should have lightning there, is she does her mark to insta-kill units that come out around when she gets kills. So when she gets kills, she does it faster. In her ult, she does it faster. Yada, yada, yada. Right? You gotta map that out. And in rounds like this, where you're fighting opponents with 650 KBP, and then you're fighting people with 500 KBP, the auto just gets messed up, right? And even the manual gets messed up, because you can't really control Lady A past a certain point, which is very annoying, but that's how it was. So that's why people don't like to push for anti-air. Anyways, around now, Lady A should have already killed them the second they settled. Or maybe even when they spawned in. And certain autos would do that. Certain autos wouldn't. Super, super annoying. But that's just how it goes, right? I'm not too upset with it, though, because that was the only reason why I was able to get rank 1. Because no one wanted to do this BS. Anyways, we're going to wait until everything's almost in Lady A ult. Just because, for consistency's sake, she can target the first guy. She can target the second guy. When she targeted both at the same time, it would be a faster round. But it would mess up the rest of the run. It's super annoying there. Anyways, on this round, we basically wait for both of these guys to get in her range. We click her ult, and then she would usually mark the second guy as well. Here she didn't, so we're going to clear this very slow, right? That could happen a couple times. Usually when that would happen, the opponent would also have that happen, which is weird, but whatever. Like I said, a lot of variation. Just imagine on the best runs that those guys would be dead instantly. Now, I should have already lightning, my bad. But here, Valar ult just kind of clears that. And then we gotta deal with this round. So this round is where I won a lot. People like American Ghost, for example, beat me senseless the entire time. Except against the last 2 rounds. I would beat him almost every time if things went well. And it just, you know, it comes down to RNG. As you can see there, killed it very fast. Sometimes it would be faster, sometimes it would be slower, but that's usually what would happen. And now here, we're going to click Praetus. We're going to click the hammer because we don't want to leak. Obviously, you know, I'm a leaker at heart, but I'd rather not leak an arena, right? So here we would do that, and then we would click Valara ult. Valara would actually chain lightning back here, so even if they were about to leak, Valara would keep them alive. And then we got a Lady A ult here. If she kills people in time, she will mark the last guys instantly and kill the round. But as you can see here, taking her a bit of time, and then she finishes it off. So just imagine all the single target rounds dying instantly. That's what it would look like. But yeah, damage-wise, Valara number 1. Lady A is there to do the single target damage and kill the guys that spawn at the end. Kratos is there for the hammer. Diao-Chen is there for the buff. That is how the run went. And yeah, I mean, it works. You can see even now. Keep in mind, these things up here are my my AoE team, which needs a bit of TLC. Here, I autoed and it messed up. Ron's just way too strong. And then everything else, super easy. So I can basically push up to top 30 with just auto fights. And then when you get to the higher up, you gotta plan your fights better, and you gotta make sure that you're manualing if it messes up and stuff. I already got what I wanted, so I will be taking it easy and only trying to get Lady A Awakenings. I have one unpolished. If I can get another Awakening, I will A5 her. She's stupid, unfortunately. You guys know my feelings on Lady A. But with that out of the way, that's how I did it. Just wanted to make a little video because I'm proud of my achievement. Took literally a day and a half of just straight playing Arena. You know how miserable that is. It's terrible. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. That's signing it.